Coming out, John. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Blitz. John's there in Tulsa after he and our people reported all week from LIV Tulsa's event out at Cedar Ridge. And for a tournament that saw no player with Oklahoma ties threatened and the face of LIV golf, Phil Mickelson, beat exactly one golfer, there was drama at the end and a major champion winner took home first prize.
That's right. Dustin Johnson started the day in front by 2 shots. Harold Varner, meanwhile, red hot in the early going. He drains the long birdie on 17 to get to 9 under. He would fire a 61. A horn went off, stopping play at 2:07 this afternoon. At 3:50, they resumed play, and Johnson proceeded to triple bogey the 10th hole and fall one back of Brandon Grace. And Varner wasn't the only one going low. Cam Smith was making birdie putts down the stretch like they were nothing. He also drained one on 18 for a 9 under 61, and we went to a 3-man playoff. Smith, Grace, and Dustin Johnson. Grace missing a putt on 18. Johnson drains his, puts the pressure on Smith, who can't get it to go, and Dustin Johnson takes the title.
Well, Dustin Johnson's 67 and total of 17 under par led him to taking home the winner's share, John, $4 million. That's one of the reasons this thing's big. Grace and Smith split second. OSU's Eugenio Chikara, the best local, 5 shots back, tied fourth. Varner, and I guess you saw Skinny DeChambeau, Koepka, top 5, and OU's Abe Ancer and Peter Uihlein tied 22nd. Jonathan Huskey, though, has more on the playoff.
There must be something about golf in Tulsa. A week less than a year after Justin Thomas won the PGA Championship in a playoff, Dustin Johnson wins the first ever LIV golf event in Oklahoma in a playoff over Brandon Grace and Cameron Smith. The win is Johnson's second LIV Tour win. His first came in Boston last year, also in a playoff.
Next time I'd like to win without going into a playoff would be a lot less stressful.
If he was stressed, it didn't show. Despite all 3 approach shots within feet of each other on the green, Johnson's putt was the only one that dropped.
Everybody's around your team. You know, all the other guys are sitting there watching. So, you know, it's a big moment, and it's one that, you know, we all obviously were trying to take advantage of. I was just lucky enough to roll it in.
Dustin Johnson!
DJ said he was leaving straight from here to head to Oak Hill to prepare for next weekend's PGA Championship. He said he's looking forward to the week and, quote, "I'm doing everything really well right now." Now, there were no local guys on the podium here at LIV Golf Tulsa, but it was still a successful weekend for our 5 Pokes and 1 Sooner. Chris Williams has more on that.
The spotlight definitely shining brightest on our 5 former Cowboys and our 1 lone Sooner. Plenty of black and orange throughout the crowds, and not uncommon to hear a Boomer Sooner chant break out when Abe Ancer would hit a putt. The consensus from the guys, it's good to be back.
Love coming back to Oklahoma. I think it's a state that deserves to feel like this in a tournament like this, and I love the support of the crowds. I feel they were amazing all week.
Chikara birdieing 5 of 7 to close out the weekend, earning him the 5th place spot at 12 under and a $700,000 check to go with it. He feels good heading to Trump National in 2 weeks.
I know how to win. I won last year against these guys, so I mean, it's something that I know I can do. I mean, it's a great week, top 5, but I'm just happy that all the hard work, it's going in the right direction. I'm playing great, so hopefully I can have another good week in Washington.
After shooting even on day 1, Charles Howell gets to 10 under, landing him in 14th. Abe Ancer's week highlighted by a day 1 hole out. He ended 7 under, same tally as OSU's Peter Uihlein, who wasn't thrilled about that score.
You feel pretty good about the way you played this week, and what are some of the changes?
No, it was terrible. Putted awful. Just frustrating week on the greens, and just kind of chalk it up as to an anomaly.
Matt Wolff shoots 5 birdies on the day, but also 5 bogeys. He ends the weekend 6 under, good for 34th. And Taylor Gooch, man, he was busy all week long with different charity obligations. Shot a disappointing 4 under, but trust me, he's already turned his attention to the PGA Championship this coming weekend. Wrapping up our coverage here at Cedar Ridge Country Club, I'm Chris Williams.
Chris, thanks. Any questions about if Cedar Ridge could handle LIV Tulsa were answered rather quickly this week. The event has attracted likely the largest crowd on American soil in the league's short history. Club president and tournament chairman Frank Billings says a couple of prominent tour members want this to be a regular stop.
Heard nothing but positive remarks from everybody who attended, so couldn't be more happy with the last 2 days. From my conversations I had with Charles and Taylor, they definitely want to see it back here in Tulsa every year. I mean, that's kind of what they're after, and I don't know if that's a bite we're going to want to take off, but we'll talk about it.
You know, John, for people who like the LIV Tour, the event was a big hit. And for critics, it wasn't and never will be. You either like shotgun starts and 6 hours of nonstop rock music or not. Golfers tore the course apart in the 54 holes, and TV shots couldn't avoid lots of bare spots on the fairways and around the greens. Typical May weather didn't help that. The closest local finished 5 behind the winning score. But a good turnout, maybe a great turnout, took in some exciting play. 3 big-name hunters in the playoff. And let's not overlook what John mentioned earlier, the fact that Metro Tulsa is a great golfing community. No doubt, many in the gallery will gush with praise at the water coolers Monday morning, and that is very big to the LIV golf people.
It sure is. LIV is right in the wheelhouse of the people who may not be hardcore golf fans, but who may have showed up at Southern Hills last year and felt the excitement and enjoyed the buzz of a big crowd and then saw some impressive shots. And the league does cater to a younger crowd in some ways, and that's something just about every sport needs to pay attention to if it wants to survive and thrive.